What's going on, guys? Matt in the hat, John North Ford, Lincoln Nissan here in Emporia. You know it's not Monday, you know it's not 12 o'clock, but I'm here this week anyways. This is Car Confessions. I come to you each and every week and talk about some type of sales topic, tactic, or tip as it comes to either auto sales or sales in general. Also, I alternate that with a few interviews with entrepreneurs and small business owners and find out what makes them different, what separates them from somebody who punches a clock 9 to 5 and does that, just that 9 to 5 grind and just getting by. Why the difference this week? Well, there's a few reasons. First reason, I was on vacation with my wife. It was our anniversary trip that we'd been planning, and I really wanted to be present and in the moment with her, and I didn't want to do any work, so I didn't do any research. I didn't research a topic. I didn't do any work. The other reason is I typically do this on Mondays fresh off the weekend, and I get a few people that jump in over the lunch hour, but I haven't been getting a whole lot of people. So I'm trying Thursday. Why Thursday? It's closer to the weekend where people start looking online, start researching if they're in the vehicle buying mode or even thinking about it. And also, it's typically my day off during the week, so I have more time to dedicate to that. So there's a few things that I'm changing, and I want to see how it goes. So as you jump in here, if you are watching this live, let me know what time you get off work, and that will kind of help me gauge this as compared to my normal times on Mondays. So this week we are talking about my anniversary trip, and I've heard from a few people, I'm sure I'm going to hear from a number of you watching, that I sound a little Carolina-ish now that I'm back. I was spending 3 years there. You know, you start to pick up on a little of the language, and going back, you can hear it. It's there. It is what it is. We'll move on. So, 5 life lessons I learned during my wife and I's anniversary trip. She actually helped me come up with this topic and with this list, and this was something that was really big for both of us, because, hey Tammy, what's up? Thank you for jumping in. Kmart, thank you for jumping in as well. Make sure y'all share this out. People are gonna love this message. We were both in that moment together, concentrating on each other and spending time together, which we haven't got in a long time. And we are now closer in our 14th year together than we have ever been, even when we first started out, and it was, you know, that puppy dog love. So number one lesson I learned while we were at Myrtle Beach. Buddy of mine let us crash in his condo. It was awesome. He was like a mile from the beach, and I walked to the beach every morning because she made me sleep in until 5 o'clock, sometimes 6 o'clock, because on days I slept in until 6, she walked to the beach with me so we could watch the sunrise. But first lesson I learned: be present. Why do I say that? Here's a story. We were sitting at the beach, drinking our wine, smoking our cigars, and there was a family that was in front of us. There was a father, his wife, and their son. While the wife and the son are playing in the sand, digging in the sand, digging a moat, digging a trench, and just going out playing in the water, we look around because we noticed we hadn't seen the dad. He is about 500 yards down the beach with his head just looking down looking for seashells. That was what he came there to do, and not enjoy that time with them. Now, I don't know their story. I don't know if they are regulars. I don't know if they're on vacation. But the only thing I could think is he is at the beach with his wife and his son, and they're nowhere near each other. He is off by his own, doing his own thing, while his wife and his son are enjoying the time together and enjoying each other. And that a lot of times goes back to focusing on your why, focusing on why you do what you do, what drives you, what motivates you. And once that motivation runs out, does your why give you enough discipline to keep pushing through and do the things that you don't want to do? You got to figure it out. Number 2, this was extremely hard for me. Rachel, thank you for jumping in. This number 2 was extremely hard for me. Sometimes, and I know my wife is going to love this one, sometimes the best plans are the ones that you don't have. As many of y'all know, I am a scheduler, I'm a planner. I like to maximize my time. So when I approached my wife about going to Myrtle Beach, first words out of her mouth, I will go if you promise not to plan anything. Yeah, she hit me with that. No planning, no scheduling. If we go, we will do the full-on tourist thing. Whatever we stumble across, whatever we find, we will do. No planning, because I'm the guy, I'm going on vacation, so I'm going to plan every second of every day so I can maximize the amount of places we go, the amount of things that we see, the just whatever we can do. I want to maximize our time there. So by not planning, we were full in tourist mode, and we just walked around. The one thing that we saw when we came in was a billboard for helicopter rides, and in the terminal there was a bunch of flyers, coupons, and booklets with maps in it. So we started looking through that, and that's what we did. We were in full-on tourist mode. So first thing we did was a helicopter showed us Broadway of the beach. We looked down at some of the shops, the water, the Skywheel. Skywheel was amazing. And that's what we did. That was what we did. We had no plan, with the exception of scheduling a time for the helicopter ride. We're looking online because we both like wineries, breweries, so we were looking for those, and then dolphin cruise, which had no dolphins, so it kind of was just a cruise. Number 3, and she hated this part of it. Number 3, document your journey. Why document your journey? Well, why did I document my journey? For a number of reasons. First reason, my wife and I have very few pictures together because she's always concerned of how she looks. David, what's up, man? Thank you for jumping in. She is very concerned about how she looks. I have it easy because I can cover up most of my face with a hat and sunglasses. We're good. That's why I like the whole mat and a hat thing, because it helps cover up my face. But by documenting the journey, she also got an insight. She also got an insight of what I do on a daily basis as far as taking pictures, posting to Instagram and Facebook. So I would take pictures that were in the moment, and I tried to stay on social media, but if she allowed me to post them right then and there, I would. Why? Because it was right then and there. It was right in the moment, and I wanted to do it. With that, I wanted to show people where we were at that moment, what we were doing, and that we were happy, we were having a good time. Also with that, because of we were eating in Margaritaville. We'd never been there, so we tried it. That's right, another story. Just bear with me. So we had never been there. So I took pictures of the food we had and the drinks we have. Donna, thank you so much for jumping in. And by checking in where we were on Instagram, taking pictures of what we were eating, what we were drinking, there was three businesses, three restaurants that tagged me in a post and sent me a message. I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. One was the Beach House on Ocean Boulevard. Gets fresh seafood daily. We ate there. It was amazing. Oh my God, it was amazing. The other one was the American Tap House. They have 50 craft breweries, craft brew beers. Food was amazing. I checked in there, did the same thing, and that got me a conversation with the CEO of a company. Because I documented my journey and I took a picture and posted where I was, that got me a conversation with the CEO of a company that is interested in actually being a guest on my podcast. Why not, right? So before moving on to number 4, just to give you guys a recap for those of you jumping in, 5 life lessons that Lisa and I learned on our anniversary trip. Number 1 was be present. Be there, be in that moment. You're never going to get that time back. The last day we were at the beach was Sunday evening. Dean, what's up, brother? Last time we were at the beach was Sunday evening. We got there at 6 o'clock. It is never going to be July 29th, 2018, a little after 6 o'clock in the evening, with us on a beach drinking wine and smoking cigars. That day is never going to happen again. So make sure you be present, be aware. Number 2, sometimes the best plans are ones that you don't make. Do the full-on tourist thing when it's appropriate, when it happens, and just go with it. Number 3 was document your journey. By documenting our journey, everybody got a share in our trip, even where I got stung by a jellyfish, which sucked, but beer helps, so I recommend that. That only works on internal use, not external use. So, and it's more effective than, you know, having somebody pee on the jellyfish sting, just FYI. But document your journey. By documenting your journey, like I said, everybody got to share our trip, our anniversary. That led us to 2 restaurants that we wouldn't have known were there otherwise. One had craft beers, the other had fresh seafood. And yes, Dean, we are coming back. And we wouldn't have known about those places had I not documented. Craig, thank you for jumping in. Had we not documented our journey and what we were doing at that time. Number 4 is the simple things. The simple things that I overlook, I take for granted, and I don't take the time to notice. What did I notice on the beach? I noticed the main place that we went had a lot of people. We went a few miles in a different direction, had less than half the amount of people there. Did that make a difference? Absolutely. It was quieter. It was a little cleaner. Because it was quieter, it was easier to find a place to sit down. And in that moment, what simple things did I find? The fact that my wife had never smoked a cigar with me until that day. We were drinking wine that we had never had before, and we had never even heard of until that day. We were sitting on a beach where we had never been before, and never been there together. Those are the simple things that it takes to reflect on and just know this makes it all worth it. The other simple things, I mentioned the dolphin cruise that we did that had no dolphins. Yes, it had no dolphins. It was a three-hour tour, so I was already worried, for those of you old enough to know that reference, because it was a 3-hour tour. But from where we go, it was an hour out of the intercoastal waterway, which meant an hour back in. So we got a maximum amount of time, if the weather cooperated, of an hour to look at dolphins. There she is. Carrie, what's going on? I see that y'all are on vacation too. Congratulations. And that dolphin cruise, we had to do nothing but sit on the top deck of the boat looking at these incredible houses that they were unbelievable. I don't even know how to describe them. Richard, what's up, man? But all we had to do was just sit there and talk to each other, hold each other's hand, and just look. We had to do nothing. We were along for the ride at that point, and it was so ridiculously simple that we almost didn't notice it. Finally, number 5. This was the biggest lesson that Lisa and I both learned, not only on our trip, but in the 14 years that we've been together. Entertain yourself. Be able to entertain yourself. If you have to rely on somebody else to entertain you, or pay somebody else for entertainment, or you have to drink to be entertained, or just tolerate being around each other, there's more that you have to work out. Being able to entertain yourself is priceless. Our first day in Myrtle Beach, we went to Broadway at the beach. JC, there he is. What's up, biceps? We just walked around Broadway at the beach. We got there about 9:30, and we walked, I don't remember how many steps we walked, but my goal on my watch is 10,000 steps. That's 100%. We walked that day like 126% of my steps. So I don't know what that is. I'm not smart enough to do math. That's why I leave it to other people. But we entertained ourselves. We enjoyed ourselves just being there with each other. We enjoyed each other. We got a chance to talk like we never have before, and I'm not going to say we never will again, because the conversations that we had during that week have only gotten stronger and more in depth even after we're getting home. So just by being able to entertain ourselves and enjoy each other, it was a phenomenal trip, y'all. It was just crazy. We didn't have to rely on somebody else to entertain us. We didn't have to go to a show. We didn't have to go to a concert. We just had to be with each other, enjoy each other, and find entertainment along the way. And those of you that know me, I'm pretty entertaining. And a lot of people tell me that they feel sorry for my wife just because of the comments and how I act and the energy that I have. Now, the energy drives her crazy. because I'm up at 4:30 and I'm just, I'm ready to go. I don't even need coffee. I'm just like, I am ready to go. And she wants to kill me in my sleep, because I'll get back from the gym 6:15. There's days she's still in bed. She's still in bed asleep, and she hates mornings. But most of y'all know that. But what people don't know is just how I am, how I act, and things I say. They feel sorry for Lisa. But what you don't know, she's very similar. She gives it right back. She dishes it just as much, if not more, than she takes it. She is a hell of a woman. I am very fortunate. Very, very lucky. If any of y'all that are single, not married, not tied down, if you get the chance to marry up, I highly recommend marrying up above your level. I did. It's worked for me. And by marrying up, that's going to make you work harder. I work very hard to keep our relationship going and to make sure that she's happy, because that makes me happy, and the kids happy. It's simple. It is truly simple. And no, she's not sitting next to me right now, JC. She's actually still at work. But I'm very fortunate to have married up. So if you have the opportunity to marry up, highly recommend it. Makes you work that much harder. Makes you realize what you have, and it makes everything fun. And she enjoys me after 7 o'clock in the morning. I enjoy her all the time. So that's it. That is the 5 life lessons that Lisa and I learned. And I didn't learn those myself. I learned those with her. We were there the whole time together. We came up with this list. So number 1 is be present. Be in that moment. You are never going to get that day, that time back again. You may revisit in the future, but it's never going to be that moment. Number 2 is sometimes the best plans are the ones that you don't schedule and you don't organize. You just go full on tourist mode and let it happen. That was extremely tough for me, because I'm a scheduler, I'm a planner. So like by day 2, I was going through shakes and withdrawals and sweats, and it was terrible, y'all. Number 3, document your journey. Like I mentioned, by documenting my journey, our journey, there's a lot of our friends and family, they got to see what we were doing at that moment. We found 2 restaurants that we wouldn't have otherwise. I got a conversation and potential interview lined up with the CEO of a social media company because I documented my journey. Number 4, simple things in life make it worth it. They are a great reminder of what your why is, why you do it. Because motivation only lasts so long. Motivation only lasts so long, and then it's up to discipline. And I'm going to go into that in another topic, probably Saturday or Sunday, along my fitness journey. And number 5 is entertain yourself. Don't rely on others. Don't rely on having to pay somebody else to keep you entertained or entertain you. Entertain yourself. Entertain your spouse. Entertain each other. And enjoy each other. That wraps up episode number 49 of Car Confessions. I hope you guys like that. I hope you learned something. Even if you got one thing, I would love to hear what it is in the comments. If you're watching this on Facebook Live, please make sure you like this and share this out. Hell, even tag somebody that needs to hear this. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that thumbs up button, and leave me some comments of what you learned from this as well. The more you like, the more you subscribe, the faster I get to 100 subscribers. I can customize my channel so it's easier for you to find me. And if you're watching this on iTunes, make sure you leave me a review. Let me know how I'm doing. I would love a 5-star review. If you think this sucked and I'm out of my mind and I just look like a jackass in a hat in a truck, tell me. I want to hear it. 5-star, 1-star, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Let's go. So that's going to wrap it up. If you guys are a small business owner, entrepreneur, interested in being a guest on the podcast so you can tell your story and what makes you different from somebody that punches a clock every day, shoot me a message, reach out to me, let me know. I'd love to sit down with you and pick your brain and put you on Car Confessions. And finally, as is custom on Car Confessions, can't wrap this up without a confession. My confession: I may not have fully not scheduled anything during this trip. We may have found the helicopter ride and the dolphin cruise while she was asleep on the airplane. I can't confirm or deny, but I'm gonna leave it there. So thank you guys for watching. I hope y'all have an incredible evening. Let me know if you like this time better than Mondays. I'd love to know. Take care, guys. Take care of each other. Be safe. Carry on.